Last we left off, Harold the Little Owl had seen a vision of the village of Ashbarrow burning and was sent by the mayor of Meadowfen to go and check it out. You set off with a traveller called Kingsley, who was a little raccoon. Along the way you encountered a cat. You killed the cat. You discovered a location to a bandit camp in which you went to and nearly died in the process of eradicating it of bandits. At the end of the fight, guards from Alderheart took Kingsley away. So what would you like to do?
Long rest.
That's a good idea.
Long rest.
I'm going to sleep up in the tower.
We all wake up kidnapped.
I think I'll make use of the open corpse of the wolf.
Didn't it almost kill you because you were squashed?
Probably roll a survival, and so that's a 9.
So you won't recover any hit points while you're asleep.
Oh no!
If you want to stay in there, you can do.
So that's not me stuck in there. That's me
No, you
working
can
out
get out
there.
and try and sleep normally.
Okay. I think I'll just sleep where everyone else is sleeping.
Nothing happens during the night. No one returns to this camp, and you wake up with the fire long dead.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all?
Ribbit.
Good night sleeps. I want to do just a general perception of around the landscape. Natural 1.
You're in a campsite, and the fire's died.
You're no longer sure there is a landscape. Do I try one as well? 14.
You see some tracks leading south. So someone has been through the camp during the night.
Tell us this.
Oh, no, sorry. Someone went south overnight.
14 to investigate the tracks.
Some kind of bird. That's all you know.
Is it a duck?
They didn't fly.
I hope it's a duck.
Possibly
Yeah.
a stork is what your assumption is.
Maybe a plastic
Penguin,
flamingo.
that's
Can we do a nature roll to see if we can work out exactly what animal it is?
Yeah,
So 16.
it was definitely a stork.
Definitely a stork. So should we follow it?
Yes.
You're the leader.
We shall follow it because those feet look like they belong in my collection.
You haven't eaten in well over 12 hours at this stage.
We eat.
What do you eat?
We've got some cooked wolf.
Have you cooked it, or is it just...
I did burning hands yesterday.
The inside is quite crispy, and you reckon you can at least get a small meal out of it.
Ah, nice. I'll dive in.
I'm good at foraging or something.
Oh, go forage then.
2 things. 1, I'm going to forage for some food. 4 plus what?
Nature.
6.
You find some kind of berries, but you're not sure whether they're edible or poisonous.
I'm casting my good berry spell. I get 10 berries. 1 berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. So
Delicious.
everybody have a berry.
Thank you.
Looking at the tracks, I can learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
So there's one stork that passed 3 hours ago.
Very good. How big?
It's about the same size as you. So 2 exits. One is the way you came in, which is going to be the way to Ashbarrow. And the other one is south, which is the direction to Alderheart, where they took Kingsley and Lucille.
I want to follow the stork.
Let's follow the stork.
So you
We
start,
haven't seen a
Good,
stork
so we
bandit
should-
yet, so they might be easy to take on.
so you start heading south, following the trail of this stork. You can have a perception check from Relic, please.
10.
You smell up ahead more burning, noticing again that these bandits are burning all the villages nearby. Can I have a history check from Princess Luna, please?
14 plus history of 1, 15.
This village that you're heading up to is where you spent a lot of time there in your youth. It's the village of Hazelwater. The burning smell is coming from that direction.
Guys, do you smell that? That burning smell is the village of Hazelwater, named after the Hazelwater factories that they have there, where they just burn rubber constantly. It doesn't usually smell like this, guys. Something's probably wrong.
Down at the old rubber factory.
Back nostalgia.
I do know that I spent a lot of time there, and I could have some connections that could hook us up with sick weapons.
At the rubber factory.
Yeah.
Like a slingshot.
Let's go the way we're meant to go.
To Ash...
I
think go where we intended to go is in Ashbarrow.
So we can burn it down.
So we can burn it down.
Wait. We're meant to be burning it down.
So there's
Ashbarrow!
3.
Ashbarrow.
Ashbarrow.
You're outnumbered.
You begin to ignore the tracks from the stork and you end up back in the bandit camp, and then you just circle back round until you're back onto the main road in which you were heading down just yesterday. He's able to see now on the road. There are now fresh tracks, 20 or so bandits again. Road is completely battered down by these. They seem to have been running very quickly, dragging a few carts behind them. Seems the tracks were about 7-8 hours ago.
Wait, in what direction?
Away from Ashbarrow.
I'd say we just go to Ashbarrow. I don't want to get involved with bandits again.
Upon reaching Ashbarrow in about 7-8 hours time, you notice straight away that the town has already fallen.
Oh no!
You spent too long time
Maybe we
living.
shouldn't have just slept.
This town seems to be relatively deserted. You can already see roughly around the town and guess that there was once a bakery that seems to be almost completely run down. There's a blacksmith anvil that's still standing in a crumbled ruin of a building. There's a sign made of iron that says General Store, which has fallen to the ground in front of another pile. This building is more structurally sound than the rest of them. There's a few houses lifted about that are still smoking, and up ahead there's a farm that seems relatively untouched from the flames, but the building itself has already crumbled down, and the little cottage is just a pile of rubble at this stage.
I'm calling sabotage.
Yeah, for the
I
insurance.
think I want to go investigate the farmhouse if anyone would like to come with.
Let's all go.
You head up to the farm and start hearing the sound of a really panicked wailing, so as if there's someone scrabbling at the rubble up ahead.
Go investigate.
Okay, as you start heading up, a small mouse scrambles out. Help, you've got to help me, and rushes back in. You see its tail whip it round the corner and continues scrabbling.
I'm going to remain hesitant because I think it's a trap.
I'm an owl, so I'm thinking lunch.
I'm gonna help. Why not?
Let's help.
Follows the master.
Follow the mass.
As you enter this cottage, the smell of ash fills your nostrils. You see immediately again now the source of why I wanted help. A really large wooden beam has fallen on a really, really fat mouse. Stocky is more the word, but it's quite large. He's got a bit of a funky mouse.
I do have a spell that can destroy wood.
That would help.
Yes, it's called Burning Hands.
You might eat it a while ago. Why not cook him whilst we're getting his job done?
Yeah. Fed up of berries.
The thin mouse is still scrabbling at the rocks and the things, trying to dig this fat mouse out of the beam.
Can I mage hand the thin mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to use intimidation, and I want to say to him, "Is this a trap?"
Roll your intimidation check.
So it's 3 plus 18, so 20.
You rolled a natural one. You pick up this mouse with mage hand. It's never seen this type of magic before, and it's squirming about in this force. It's holding it up. He says, "No, my friend, he's just trapped under the rocks. You gotta help him, please."
Ah, it's wood.
I take pity and help.
Okay, can I have a strength check, please?
16.
It's not enough to pick up this beam that's fallen on him.
I help. 7.
Still not enough between the two of you to lift this beam off it.
I'll join in.
I've still got him just mage hand
So
watching.
between the three of you, you're able to finally lift this beam,
Teamwork.
heaving it off as some of
Teamwork.
the chunky mouse is able to roll out, gasping for air. He's covered in ash himself and covered in dust. His chest plate's a bit dented now, and he searches the rubble around him, pulls out a mace, and then you're able to drop the beam as dust clouds come up around you. The chunky mouse say to the thin mouse, "Thank goodness you found some fresh pickle trail, at least the thin one."
Trill.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the chunky one you learn is called Beowulf.
Beowulf and
Pickle
Pickle.
Trill.
Pickle
I'm
Trail.
picturing the ones from Cinderella.
Oh yeah.
Ah, screw Kingsley. We've got Beowulf and Pikachu.
But now he seems really grateful as he digs around in his little sack and pulls out some bread and some lettuce, and then just a small bit of mouldy cheese, and he hands it up to you and says, "Just as thanks."
Can I ask if he has any more?
Pickle Trill digs around his pocket and he takes out 4 copper pieces. He said, "I wish I could give you more, but thank you." Offers
These
you
copper pieces will do just fine. Pickle Trail, thanks.
That's just cruel. What would you take from them?
Princess needs her reward.
What happened here, mouses?
Yes.
Last night we all went to bed and we all slept soundly, but then there was a gong. Beowulf just goes, gong. Pickle Trill is just like, It was the worst. Like, we haven't heard that sound in 15, 20 years, and it was bandits. They came with torches and pickaxes and swords. Oh, it was awful. Lucky we were in this farm just watching over them. But then they came and they just attacked us with these war machines. A few of them managed to flee into the forest, but we've seen no one since. Beowulf just see a little tear roll down his cheek, and then he just brushes it away. So
Go give him a hug.
misinterprets that as an attack and takes a couple of steps back. Very hesitant.
I was writing down the names and I forgot what Pickle Trill's name was, and I put Pickle Snatch and didn't think anything of it until you said his name then.
Oh no.
I'm going to stick with Pickle Snatch. Do we have any tracks that are on the ground?
On your way there were about 20 or so bandit tracks and some wagons, but you now know them to be siege weapons.
The catapult things?
Yeah.
Is it possible that we were able to trace them back to where they came from?
You can definitely try. They didn't seem to be making any effort to hide the tracks, and you see them heading east.
Do we know of any villages that are in the east that they may be on their way to siege and ambush?
Alderheart, the main capital, is east. You don't think 20 of them could easily take over, as that's like the main centre of Humblewood. But you don't know. They could have gone there with just 20 of them and tried.
All right, guys, team meeting. Gather around.
Hello.
And you two, Pickle Snatch and Beowulf, get in on this. All right, so heading east, apparently, and Alderheart is in the east. Big city, lots of good things in cities usually. Would it be a good idea to set an intention to go to Alderheart? Do you have
Probably.
any... Well, I mean, we've still got a bunch of stuff we can do here.
I like the idea of Hazelwood, but I have no preference.
I think we should loot here a bit more and then just track them.
That's a shout.
I like that.
Let's loot the general store.
Did you say Beowulf had a mace?
To their scale, so they're not very big. As you head out of this door, everyone failed to hear the sound of a very giant owlbear. I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please. So the owlbear tries to take a bite out of Relic as soon as you see them. 20 to hit.
Yeah.
7 points of piercing damage. He bites you.
Let's short sword him. Natural 20. Damage 8. Second short sword. God, that's a 6.
Upon your flesh or your feathers at least being torn out by this bite, you quickly retaliate with 2 short swords. One slashes up and cuts into its beak, and you see a couple of its very sharp teeth just get ripped out. And the second one slashes into its side of its face, and with just a howl, it cowers to the floor.
I was going to do my rapier, but I rolled 7.
You don't even move behind the wall, so you try and poke it through the wall, and nothing happens.
I'm going to head out and prostrate it. 7 plus 3, so 10.
You two focus on running out and not being hit by either swords that are flying around or this owlbear's beak. You try and cast your thing, but you're too distracted, nothing comes out, and just a strange gust on the air as your hands try and work their magic fingers. So I keep calling Gunther for no reason. Beowulf, you see him just give a small growl. He's already in a lot of pain in terms of wounds, but he just gives a growl on like a grunt, pushes through the door, and just tries to whack it over the face with a mace. Natural 20. That is this thing's face in, and it's going to take 11 points of damage. This thing is bleeding now from one of its eyes. Its shriek can be heard miles around. Picklesrill, not as confidently, kind of creeps out and tries to poke through the ranks with its pike. It's too timid with its attack, and it doesn't quite do any damage to the owlbear.
So I come out and shoot him with my short bow. 16 to hit.
So you manage to get out further away from everyone in all of the confusion as weapons flying everywhere to try and hit this beast. You rush forwards, firing your bow as you go, or a whistle through the air past everybody, through all the swords that are flying, and just sticks itself inside this owlbear. In retaliation, trying to get away from everyone, the owlbear is now just going to charge Harold, seeing a single target.
Opportunity attack.
These three get an attack of opportunity, so Princess Luna, you get an attack. Relic, you can go first though.
11 to hit.
11 doesn't hit.
So that's a 13.
You get it up its backside. How much damage?
4 plus 3 is 7.
As this owlbear reaches Harold, it firstly tries to attack you with its beak, so it's 17 to hit, and you're gonna sadly take 13 points of damage from its bite, and then it also slashes down at you with its claws and it pounces on you. And so you're going to take 8 points of damage you take from its claws as it pounces on you.
I'm dead.
Harold collapses.
Very dead.
I will fire my longbow at it. 24 to hit and 10 damage.
As another arrow shoots by and hits it in the back of its head. It's just finished attacking Harold, and you hear another shriek as it turns around, but very dazed at the stage.
I got 4 for healing Harold. Sorry.
Some magic just came over you, and suddenly you open your eyes and feel slightly healthier. You notice a couple of your gashes in your flesh have closed up.
Thank you.
Princess Luna, this thing is pretty much on you again.
Can I run back inside and use shield?
Short bow again. 24 to hit. 8 points of damage.
The owlbear starts just creeping up on these two mice, about to eat them as all owls would. Feel the magic come over you as you open your eyes, and you feel the short bow in your hand, and you shoot across. You miss. It flies through the house, bounces off a rusted nail between the two mice, and up the chin of the owlbear, who's about to take a bite out of both of them at once. It goes cross-eyed and then just falls with a massive thump to the ground.
Boom! Eat it!
I loot his body.
I take its foot!
The owlbear is dead. You don't find anything on its loot, but you can try and take off its pelt. It will take about an hour of your time.
I want new slippers.
Yeah, if it's got nothing, just leave it.
You can hack off its foot quite easily. Anything else you'd like to do, or do you want to now head over to your general store?
General store.
You see the fallen sign for general store quite sadly on the floor. The building itself is in complete ruins. You see a few beams that you're able to clamber up to if you want to get up to the upstairs levels. Everything from the inside seems buried in an assortment of rubble. It's still smouldering at some parts of it, but nothing major at this stage. What do you all like to do?
Investigate. See what was
Great.
found underneath it.
You can have a strength check to see how much you can dig under.
21.
It takes the best part of an afternoon to do this between you all. I'll just say the strength check from you, and you lead the charge in doing this. And by the end of the day, you've managed to secure 512 copper pieces and 50 gold pieces altogether. You find a small bag of spices, a feathered talisman. You also find a wooden puzzle box.
Ooh.
I love puzzle
2
boxes.
potions of greater healing. Lilypad now goes over to the anvil to have a look at the blacksmith table, I'm guessing. The anvil stands on its own amongst the wreck that is the blacksmith's place. You can see a few swords that survived.
I have the longsword.
You take a longsword.
Yes, I do.
Are there any books?
Not in the general store.
Say, Pickle Snatch. Quick question for you, buddy. Is there a library, like, nearby?
The nearest one, I guess, would be Meadowfen, I'd say.
So not in this village.
I had some books in my house I was going to offer
Pick
you.
up, I'm mage handing. I'm just pushing him back. Actually, sorry, Pickle Snatch. That does sound good. I wouldn't mind some books if you've
He
got some.
leads you into his house. It's a small cottage, and it's also been burnt down. You see him look very sadly at the floor as he rummages
Pickle
through.
Snatch, you could have cleaned.
Pickle Trill pulls out a painting of another mouse, and he looks at it really sadly, and then just pockets that inside his tunic that he's wearing. He's like, books, let's check upstairs. So he goes upstairs. Can I have an investigation check, please?
15. Hey, Pickle Snatch. Also, what was that you just slipped into your pocket there? Tell me, please, and I'm going to do a persuasion. At 12.
He's just like, something sentimental. He goes through his books, says, this is all I've managed to find. One of them is Book of Archfey, which seems to be a book about dark fairies.
Oh, Failing.
And then 2, they look to be more novels than anything else. One of them, it's got a dashing hero on the front, and it says, The Daring Adventures of Sir Robin of Williams.
Is there an audiobook?
Can I investigate the puzzle box?
Yes, can I have a investigation check, please?
18.
So you have seen this type of puzzle box before. Oak made, it's got a really elegant pattern on the front of trees and foresty stuff. And then a little toad in the very centre of it. It looks like it's got an emerald set in its forehead.
Can I try and open it?
Just a general intelligence check, please.
13.
You're unable to figure out how to open this puzzle box today. You can try again tomorrow. Or you can spend however many hours figuring it out and then roll with advantage.
Yes,
Take a long
I
rest.
do that. As we go, I try and figure it out.
Okay. Beowulf and Pickle Trill gather together their few belongings that they can salvage from this town as you're searching the buildings and stuff. They pick out the last items. Pickle Trill wipes his brow from all the sweat that's been forming on there, which ruffles his whiskers, and says, we're going to head off and try and get to Alderheart. We've got friends there who can probably take us in as refugees. We wish you luck going forward to wherever you wish to go.
I give them a gold piece each.
They are almost brought to tears by this. No, this is too much. This is a full week's wage. We can't take this.
Give them an extra one each.
At this time, Beowulf is the first one to start crying, and he finally returns the hug that you offered him. Pickle Trill just slaps Beowulf back, says, okay, thank you. We hope we'll make it to Alderheart, and Godspeed to all of you.
What we do for friends.
And then they start heading off down the road to Alderheart. That's also where they've taken Lucille and Kingsley.
Yeah.
I say we don't let these things leave our sight.
What, the mice?
Yes. I feel like they're hiding something.
I feel like they're not.
Well, ask Pickle Snatch what he's got tucked inside his little vest.
As far as they're aware, you're letting them go off. And they're heading down the road now, pulling a little wagon behind them.
Oh.
All right. Oh, bless him. That is cute.
Oh, could one have the stick with
All
the
right.
little, like, bag?
He does. That's why he pulled out his sandwich from earlier. He's like,
Oh.
All right. I'm happy to go with them.
so your plan is now to head to Alderheart to inform the council of the bandits and the burning of Ashbarrow.
And that
Excellent.
they're heading that way. Or they're heading east towards them.
So you begin heading down to Alderheart. It's about a week's travel on foot.
Do I get to figure out the puzzle box on the way if it takes a week? Got a 14, 18,
Mhm.
6, 7, 8, 16, 17. So 18 is the highest.
The 18 isn't enough to open this puzzle box.
What?
You have no idea how to open it.
I just smash it. I put it on the floor and be like, whack, with
I
like
think
the
you should
butt of
give
my
all of
sword.
us one go.
You're like, whack.
I'd like a strength check, please.
I'll let Callum have a go first because he just rolled a natural 20. There you go. See?
Okay, inside this puzzle box, you find... Originally, you just think it's a bundle of silk rope, about 50 feet of silk rope. But unravelling that rope, you're able to find inside it So it's just a spell scroll of inflict moderate wounds, which will be 2d8 damage.
Okay.
And you also find an onyx stone. You catch up with them, the two mice. And they're like, oh, I thought you were going a different way.
So did we.
So are you able to be our bodyguards on the way to Alderheart?
Absolutely.
So, a chest is delivered by a passing traveller on the second day you've been spent travelling. It says, oh, Princess Luna, we've been looking for you for a long time. Drops his chest in front of you and then just keeps walking onwards.
Cool.
Bomb! What
Question.
species was it?
Turtle.
A
Turtle?
turtle?
Oh, we're catching up with him.
He's a long way from home.
It's actually called a turtle in this world, but they're the same thing.
Portal.
So he's just dropped a chest in front of me.
He has, yeah.
I have a question though. What are you the princess of?
Here, Kim, you can answer that.
The night.
I'm the princess of the night, but I'm also not nocturnal. Can I do an intelligence of the lock? On one of the nights, I want to pull a late one, alright? While little Pickle Snatch is sleeping, I'm going to sleight of hand the thing which he put in his pocket when we were in his house.
Roll a sleight of hand check with advantage then.
22.
It's a very small painting. It pretty much fits in one hand of a small female mouse. She looks pretty young in this painting.
Is it his kid?
Disgusting Pickle Snatch. You evil bastard.
You think it's his daughter?
Daughter, yeah. Now I'm going to just use a sleight of hand and put it back in his pocket.
When you wake up this morning, Pickle Snatch, sorry no, Pickle Trill feels a bit generous towards you and says, just thanks, I've been known to handle these locks. I've noticed you've been struggling with his chest for a while. And he pulls out his lock picks and he begins getting to work on this lock for you. Within about 20 minutes, there is a very hollow click and the chest swings open and he just slides it towards you without even looking inside it himself.
Ooh.
Check for traps.
Yeah, I'll just look inside. What's in it?
It's a very nice velvet cushion, and on top of that cushion is a wand.
A wand?
You're a wizard.
Oh, nice!
He's the wizard of the night.
I'm gonna pick it up, and then I'm going to do an Arcana on it. 13 plus 3, 16.
You have discovered that you have been gifted by this turtle a Wand of Wonder. So, as a general rule, to those who are now wondering what he's got, point his wand at anything. You roll a D100, and it has a bunch of different effects. So,
That's exciting.
This
If you
reminds me of something.
oh yeah,
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
like a random wand. That's so cool.
It's like,
Yeah, but it's a random from a list of very specific things.
it's
Okay,
not
can I point it at a
Trust
tree?
me, it's not always great.
Can I point it at a tree and see what happens?
Not yet. So you need to attune to it over the next day.
this could make it quite fun.
It's about the 5th day of traveling now. About 2 days from your destination. If you want to roll a D100, you can do. As you point to the tree, the one has 7 charges altogether, and then every day it regains 1d6 plus 1.
All right, I got 68.
You try and cast it on a tree, and for those watching around you, a light comes out of the wand, and then you vanish. In reality, though, you've shrunk half your size.
Oh.
It lasts a minute.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you step on him while we have the chance.
Climb inside Beowulf's throat and just wait. Guys, team decision.
You've got a minute, and Beowulf is right there. So you continue your travels, seeing nothing on the way until you eventually come up to a very, very, very large tree whose branches block out the sunlight for at least a mile. Looking up in the canopy, you can see a system of pulleys which lead to networks of platforms and bridges. Closer inspection of these tree reveals hidden steps carved into the massive trunk. You have reached Alderheart, the great tree city. As you start walking up towards this tree, you can see a prison. Inside, you see a bunch of very angry-looking bandits. Amongst them, you'll also see Kingsley and Lucille, who are chained to posts. And Lucille's looking pretty mad to be there. Kingsley is sobbing into his little tunic. There are a bunch of guards patrolling the area as well to prevent breakouts.
Can I do a message to Harold? Because Harold also does have message. I don't think we should acknowledge them as we go past, as there are guards there, and they've obviously arrested them thinking they're bandits.
Yep.
So if we show association, it's not going to look good for us.
Yeah. I think I will wear my captain's sword, just to be on the safe side.
And then loudly to everyone else who doesn't have a message. Guys, we don't know them!
Roll a deception check, please.
No, who are they?
8 plus 3, so 11.
To think you're just making some kind of weird, obscure joke and just don't mind you. Okay, and then you have reached the great tree city of Alderheart, and that's where we'll end the game for this evening.